First of all, I want to thank you all for being here in honor of Emily and David's union together. It's a great honor, an extreme honor that I have to officiate this wedding in their behalf. So I congratulate Emily and David, first of all, and certainly all of their family and friends that have traveled to be here with us. So enjoy the celebration of their lives together. I had the honor of meeting, I don't think I need that. Does everybody hear me all right way back there?
Yeah.
Everybody good? I usually don't need a microphone, so if you don't hear me, please raise your hand. And I had the honor of meeting Emily and David both the same day in July of 2008, when they decided to cross paths. David came all the way up from New York City, and Emily from Bellingham, Mass, to join us in a week-long hike through the presidential range. And I had heard after the fact that some of Emily's friends had said, "What in the world are you doing spending a week's vacation with a bunch of people that she found out later that were much older than her?" She was the youngster of the group. I think at that time she was 28 years old, and so she was the youngster of the group. And what in the world are you spending an entire week with a bunch of people that you don't know, and no showers, no real amenities outside of some real good AMC style cooking, but they joined forces, and we have to go through and make sure that they had the adequate gear. And I remember, and this wasn't their particular presidential range hike, but I remember after going through each other's packs and stuff to make sure their weight was adequate for a woman's body weight to carry and a man's body weight to carry. And I remember getting to the first hut, which was Greenleaf Hut, and I was on the back deck. I split a nail, and this woman saw me with my nail clipper trimming my nails, because when you're out hiking and you have a splinter, it really bothers you. And the woman said to me, "Oh, where did you get that nail clipper?" Says, "Well, I brought it with me in my pack." Well, the person that went through my pack told me I should get rid of the nail clipper because you have to reduce the amount of weight. And I said to her, "Well, if somebody had ever told me to get rid of my nail clipper, I would have hid it back in my pack, because that's an essential item for me to carry on a trip." So, anyways, that's a type of accommodations that we had, and that's where we met. We met going through. Can you imagine showing up on vacation and somebody going through your luggage? I mean, it's the first day you meet somebody, and we're going through your luggage. So hopefully everybody, you talk about going to an airport and somebody going through your bag, and you see a little sticker in your luggage and say, "Hey, an inspector has gone through your luggage." We didn't even put a sticker. We just went through their luggage to make sure that they carry the adequate amount of gear and so forth. So that's how they met, in basically going through each other's luggage and stuff. But then that was the first meeting, and we, during a course of a week hiking together, and not taking showers and so forth. I mean, you really allow somebody to get to know you at a level that probably most family members don't know each other at, because you're always in your best behavior, but when in adverse conditions, at times you're not really, your guard may be allowed to drop a bit. And so, but during that week, you really have an opportunity to get to know someone. And certainly through some of the other things that will be said today, David and Emily have become very, very dear to my heart. And not only my heart, but if we had the entire group of 19 other individuals that were on that hike, we do have a couple in honor of that with Wayne and Pam and Tim and his lovely wife Leslie that were part of that, and of course Tim was the chief leader during that hike. So we do have those that were with us along that journey, and all of them could contest that, you know, we got to know each other. And then the next time, so that was a week that we really got to understand and appreciate each other. And, you know, so that was the first, you know, a week in July. And then the next time, you know, we really were a group. The 2008 Presidential Range group was, I'd say, the closest knit group of all the Presidential Range hikes that I had done. And they were really in the core of how much we really appreciated each other. And then the next time I saw them was, actually it was Saturday, August 30th. And I was with my wife, Melissa, and we were hiking Mount Musalaki. So whoever has the honor of sitting at the table of Mount Musalaki, you're really at the place to where they had their first date. Little did we know it at that time, Melissa just needed that particular mountain to climb for, you know, hikers have lists to deal with. You know, it's a never-ending list that hikers have in climbing their mountains. Their list extends beyond you know, when they leave for their honeymoon to Mount Kilimanjaro, some of you are going to be sitting at that table, Mount Kilimanjaro. And, you know, that's one of the 7 summits of the world that they, you know, so they are starting a worldwide list of climbing the 7 summits of the world. And so Melissa and I happened to be on Mount Musalaki, and, you know, it was a cloudy, rainy, dreary day, a lot like today. And you know, I mean, there's always many different trails that climb a mountain. So Melissa and I happened to choose one way, and for some reason, hikers that you seem to know always seem to be on the summit at the same time when you arrive, and all of a sudden David and Emily we see them on Mount Musalaki. And I said to you know, we greeted each other, and you know, I just thought, wow, this is quite nice that they got together. You know, knowing that David had come from New York City, that, you know, they weren't like in the same town, all of a sudden being on this mountain together. And you know, so I said, wait, you know, your wheels start turning to why in the world are they both up there together? I mean, there were no chaperones or anything with them. No other leader or anything was with them. And then the next day, I think Emily felt she needed to explain herself to me, and she emailed me and says, well, just want you to know, Doug, that David and I are dating, and finding out that was their first date. So, you know, that presidential leaders have a tendency of just knowing where to be at the right time to make sure their participants are doing what they need to do safely. So we just happened to be there at the right time to make sure that their first date was properly mentored. So that was the next time that we had seen each other. And one thing that I always like to do during a presidential range hike is, you have your priorities of different hikes that you like to lead, and I always like to save the Bonds as a very special trip. And so we coordinated a 3-day hiking event, which would have been in October of that year, and so we put together a 3-day hiking trip in October, end of October, early November, and so we had a nice outing across the preparing with ice and get in November with needing to practice with ice and crampons and a 20-mile traverse on that Saturday. And I have a lot more to say, but it's hot,
really
so
hot.
it's hot. And someone that is strong, you want to make sure that they take care of some of those that may not be as quick, and your people that are in the end of the line, we want somebody to sweep with them, and it's just too bad that Bob Means isn't here today, because Bob Means and Emily got to be very, very good friends, because I'd always put Emily in the back to visit. She's very social, and she got to know Bob really, really well. And David, on the other hand, and she also put together a great CD for us of the activities that we had done, and David, on his end, I mean, he was just a tiger that you couldn't tame at first. I mean, he got out of the gate that, I mean, he wanted to be the first person to the summit. And how you saw David change was during the course of the week, we had to bail from a hike across the northern presidentials, and I saw David at the end taking care of the people coming down this slippery trail, and he was guiding people and helping them along. So I will now move into the good part, and David has something very special that he would like to say to Emily.
You're my best friend, my hiking partner, and the love of my life. You are the sweetest, happiest person I ever known. You are always smiling, which brightens my day and everyone around you. I promise to take care of you on and off the trail, baking you cookies, muffins, and wherever you are hungry. I want to keep you. I want to keep exploring the world with you, because everything is more beautiful and fun when we are together. There's no one else that I'd rather spend, there's no one else I'd rather spend with you in this life. I love you.
You can't kiss her now. I will say when you can kiss her. Don't kiss her now. He's looking at, they both want to give each other a big hug and a kiss right now. That way. But boy, I tell you, this was nice being in charge up here. I tell them when they kiss. And now Emily has something that she would like to share with David.
David, I am so lucky that our lives crossed paths 4 years ago, and today I get to marry my best friend and my partner. I love every moment we've spent together, and know that we have an infinite number of adventures ahead. You're the most loving, caring, and thoughtful person I've ever known. I promise to take care of you the way you've always looked out for me. There's no one else in the world I can imagine exploring the world with. I choose to share the rest of my life with you, and know that we'll be as happy tomorrow as we are today. I love you.
It's also tradition for couples to exchange wedding rings after they say their vows, since these rings are a symbol of the marriage. And now, Amanda, do you have a ring for